Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Friday the 3rd of June 2022. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use 3 different decks for today's reading. I'm going to use the Classic Tarot, then my deck of cards, the Gregory Tarot, and the Shadowscapes Tarot. I'm going to choose one card from each deck, so I don't really need to bother with shuffling them too much. And let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of here on Friday and what energy you'll be working with. Oh, this card. The 5 of Cups. Okay. So a message to manage your expectations and your perspective. Things aren't as bad as they may appear to be. So just kind of, oh, this card wants to be there. Checking your bias, or if you've got something that you're anticipating, not thinking the worst and, you know, assuming the worst possible outcome. So we've got the High Priestess, okay? It's about listening to your intuition because it opens a doorway for you. And the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, that's an interesting message. Because these two cards, what they say to me is that the external world isn't your problem. Things are ticking along nicely. Life is moving the way it's supposed to. But the big problem, if there is a problem, is your perception of what's going on. And these two cards are saying, have a moment to, or step back for a moment and look at what you're so upset about. What feels like a loss or what feels like a betrayal that's throwing you for a loop and that's making you feel like you want to grieve or you're melancholy. Instead, using the High Priestess to look at what's going on and to weigh things up via your intuition, but also your conscious awareness, your experience, what you've been taught, what you're looking at in future, what you're assuming is going to happen. The High Priestess allows you to kind of cut through all of that and allows you to have a more balanced view of things. So here we have this crescent moon, we have light and dark. Here we have the 2 pillars, the black one, the white one. So she's unified in the sense that she looks at the negative and the positive. And this card is a card that says, hey, you're only looking at the negative. Check your perspective, please, and reevaluate things so you don't have to be in this state. One, it's not factually accurate. You're just assuming things are worse than they really are. And second of all, you still have good things to be happy about and to be grateful about. So again, it doesn't make any sense to only look at the bad. And then if you're able to kind of wrestle with your own perspective and balance it out a little bit more, which the High Priestess will really help with, then we get to a really positive card. We get to the Ace of Pentacles, which is a blessing from the universe when it comes to your practical circumstances, money, living situation, physical health, environment. So together with this card, it kind of underlines the fact that externally, things aren't all over the place and you're not having to firefight and run around all day kind of solving problems. So, you know what I'm being reminded of, you know, like if you have loads of good things happening in your life, but you can't feel them. It's like, I know I just won this competition. I know I should be thrilled. I'm up here on the podium getting a gold medal, but I feel nothing. You know, it's that kind of moment where the feelings don't make sense with what's going on. Here, it's kind of the opposite. It's nothing is really going on that's overly tragic or upsetting, but for some reason you seem to have fallen into an emotional hole and all you can kind of look for is the bad stuff. Oh, even here we have a bridge. Usually in the 5 of Cups, we don't have a bridge. A bridge is balance. It's overcoming an obstacle, getting from point A to point B through work and effort, and relying on things that are outside of your own physical system. Like these rocks here. I've never thought I would say this, but there has to be some trust in things outside of yourself if you're going to work with them and expect them to then support you in return. So that's going to be much more productive, getting busy in a practical sense, and that then leads to the Ace of Pentacles, which is real, a real win, like a moment of real triumph. if you think of all the ace cards, usually they're the symbol for the suit, and usually they're kind of delivered by a disembodied hand that just sticks out of a cloud. And that's why I always say it's a gift from the universe, it's a blessing from the universe, because it's something that's just delivered to you free of charge, like on a silver platter. So if it's the Ace of Wands, then suddenly you feel crystal clear about what you should be doing next and what's important to you, and you can't wait to rush off and do it. With the Ace of Pentacles, what's being delivered to you is security, a place to live. And on this day, particularly, the ability to solve practical problems by using your intellect, but by refusing to go into this emotional pit and staying focused on being productive and particularly constructive. It also offers you an opportunity in terms of pay, in terms so a promotion or an increased income, or ideas about how to improve your health or your environment. Yeah, so I mean, it can be anything from picking up trash in your neighborhood to make it look better, to starting to only eat food that's like aligned with Ayurvedic principles because you want to feel more physical energy. Ultimately, there's a blessing that's being delivered to you, and we've got all these chameleons here, and it means you can adapt your physical reality, your physical experience, and that something opens up. But you can't see this opportunity if you're down here mourning the loss of things. You can only acquire this if you do a little bit of work on yourself to stay balanced and to say, okay, we've got the bad stuff, but that doesn't exclude the good stuff. The two aren't mutually exclusive. They exist at the same time, and I'm deliberately going to focus on the good stuff today. In my experience, what I've noticed, to my irritation at times, is that the most difficult things have taught me certain skills which I can then use every other day of my life. You know, once the initial pain or experience has been dealt with, you remember that. So some of the worst things that can happen to us are actually some of the best things, and then vice versa, some of the best things can actually turn out to be the worst for us because, I don't know, they weaken us emotionally or whatever it may be. That's not happening today. You do have a tendency to focus on the wine that's been spilled instead of the 2 cups you've still got, and that's what the 5 of Cups is always about. It's about an attitude of gratitude will turn things around for you internally, but it does take a little bit of discipline, and it's only something you can do on your own. No one can give it to you. So again, if you're stuck in yourself and nothing is penetrating, then this gift would be wasted. So gratitude first and foremost. Then the next tool, the High Priestess. Behind this little veil here, you can see an ocean and mountains. And the water represents the abstract realms, the higher realms, the realm of spirit, of the universe, God. And she's able to tap into all of this to get every single answer that she needs. She's able to answer every question because she has spiritual wisdom behind her, at her back, and she's totally tuned into it. So that, again, is going to help you snap out of any obsessive thinking or an excessive focus on the negative. Simply meditating, asking your guides, your angels for help, saying, hey, listen, I'm experiencing some really difficult, intense emotions here. I can't seem to keep up with them or compartmentalize them. Please help. And then the universe gives you this greater perspective. And again, it balances things out, it evens them out so that you can feel your feelings. It's not about saying, I don't feel anything and I'm numbing myself out. No, I am feeling stuff, but that doesn't preclude me from being constructive. So it's a bit of a balancing act on this day, but you do have these tools. And then finally, the Ace of Pentacles, is another tool. The thing that's going to pull you out of this is enjoying the good stuff, practically. So if he's not enjoying this riverbed, then he should go next door where there's a meadow of flowers just blooming and he can go frolic in the fields. I'm being facetious, but that's the other solution to excessive negativity or grieving something, is taking a walk or playing with the pet or eating some good food, all the nice things that exist on this planet. And by simply engaging with all the positive stuff, you'll get ideas of how you can transform things so that you can have more good things in your everyday experience. And also you have the opportunity to alter things completely and to make them more prosperous and abundant for yourself. So it's a case of things make sense if I can keep my own feelings in check a little bit. There are opportunities in the real world. Things do make sense, but I just have to kind of give myself a bit of a push not to go off some emotional deep end. Okay, so is this because of circumstances or is it internal? I feel it's because it's an internal weather system that's passing through. You know, you can be anxious about an exam that's coming up the next day and it makes sense. But then anxiety can just appear for no reason whatsoever. And I really think that the external world is actually very nurturing and supportive to you. And it's negative memories that are coming up and that want to be cleared. These are negative things, that can be washed away on this day. That's why they're coming up. They're not just coming up to torture you. And it's not just energetic weather. It's an opportunity to detox negativity so that you can be in this state more often. It can really lighten the load. Number-wise, we've got 5 and 2 is 7 and 1 is 8. 8 in numerology is power. So you have the strength to withstand all the negativity. You don't need to go back into it. You can say, I don't need this anymore. That's a good thing because a lot of the stuff that's negative that we hang on to, it's usually got a payoff. So, like if you're addicted to a substance, the addiction is going to be painful and unpleasant, but the substance itself, like the high or the effect, often that's the payoff. That this makes me feel better for 5 minutes or an hour, therefore I will suffer the addiction or the consequences the next day. So you're able to see what the payoff is to some sort of unpleasant circumstance or reality that exists in your life. And you then have the strength to say, I no longer need the payoff, so I don't need to take the pile of trouble that this brings me either. I can free myself because I am supported. So we've had quite a few of these days, over the last few weeks where the universe is kind of saying to us, you can change even if you're scared, and you can change even despite yourself. If you don't know how you're going to look on the other side of this issue because you've never done it before. You have the strength and you have the support. So it's safe and it's okay to have faith to make things look different and be different and feel different. So I hope you have a great day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to order your reading with me. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.